Chief guest of the day, Dr. Rajendra Nargundkar, keynote speaker Professor Prasad Krishna, past presidents of CMA, management committee members, other distinguished guests on and off the dais, and my fellow members and friends. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all on this 26th Annual Management Convention of Calicut Management Association. All India Management Association is the national apex body of management professionals in India, closely working with industry, government, academia, and students. CMA is one of the most vibrant local management association affiliated to All India Management Association, New Delhi. I am proud to say that on this 26th year of establishment, this organization has escalated to one of the most prominent associations in India. We have been annual management conventions every year. Different themes keep an eye on contemporary topics. This year we are going to deliberate on unlocking the power of intelligence, whether it is artificial or augmented. With the rise of advanced technologies such as artificial intelligence and machine learning, businesses are now able to leverage data-driven insights to make smarter, more informed decisions to stay ahead of the competition. One of the biggest challenges we are seeing is a shift towards intelligence-driven decision making. Rather than relying on the instinct and experience, businesses are now able to analyze vast amount of data to gain deeper understanding of customer behavior, market trends, and operational performance. Another important change is the focus on future-focused management. In the past, the businesses were often reactive, responding to changes in the market, but in the rise of next-gen management, the businesses are now able to anticipate changes and proactively plan for the future. We are lucky to have experts in their own fields to help us to unreveal the intricacies of this topic. In this world, everything happens twice. First time in your life, first time is in your thought, and second in actual. And it is all started in one man's dream. And he puts the team into position to make it a reality. That person is none other than our President, C.A. Sujit Kumar TL. In spite of his personal loss, he inspired us to dream a big and make the event happen. On behalf of the Management Association and Organizing Committee, let me extend a warm welcome to my beloved President. We have in our midst one such stalwart, an authority in several marketing and digital marketing, and inaugurate our annual management convention. He is the Vice Chancellor of Prasad University, Indore, and he has many years of experience in teaching various top business schools in India and abroad. We are honored he found time to be with us and agreed to inaugurate this function. On behalf of Management Committee and Organizing Committee, welcome Dr. Rajendra Nargundkar to this function. Our keynote speaker, Professor Prasad Krishna, he is a familiar face to us. With his humble approach, he always found way to our heart. He is in charge of two institutions which are placed geographically apart, an apt person to write the tale of two cities. But still he is readily agreed to grace this occasion. Professor Krishna, the Director of NIT Calicut and Zirikal, a big welcome you sir from the heart. And our beloved, beautiful, vibrant Mayor. She is well on the way from, she is now attending the CM's meeting. So she is on the way to the event. So I am wholeheartedly welcome on the worshipful Mayor also. The success of any program we will rely on the hands of organizing committee. The chairman is a well-experienced professional. The system flows smoothly. Warm welcome to Mr. Ashik AP, the chairman MC to this program. Working smartly and silently without expecting any reward or expectation is of course an admirable character. You proved it, C.A. Ravi Chandrasekhar, the convener MC. Hearty welcome to this program. Our office bearers are as usual, they are the backbone of this program. Honorary Secretary CEO Rajni Umesh, Vice President Srinath Mochilot, Joint Secretary Engineer Jairam, Treasurer Mr. Dirishan, a hearty welcome from the bottom of my heart. We have with us our IPP, Mr. Ananthamani, galaxy of past presidents, management committee members, awardees, media people, invited guests, our sponsors, my fellow members and students. Due to the paucity of time, I am unable to name them, but extend a grand welcome to each and every one of you. Let us together make this program a grand success. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Next, we have the theme presentation by the chairman of AMC 2023 by Mr. Ashi KP, a noted writer, columnist, teacher, accredited management trainer of IMA Delhi and IMG Kerala. I call upon Mr. Ashi to present the theme of AMC 2023.
Good evening all. It's indeed a great pleasure and privilege for me to present the theme on the 26th Annual Management Convention of Calicut Management Association, the next generation management, unlocking the concept of intelligence. The concept, philosophy and principle of management to be redesigned, redefined and recreated based on the fast growing changes in the economy. A set of principles or a concrete concept or a well-defined definition become immaterial in the fast changing scenario. In the past, management was all about command and control. Managers were the authority figures who gave the orders to their subordinates, who were expected to follow them without question. However, in today's fast-paced and ever-changing business world, this approach is no longer effective. Instead, the focus is on collaborative and innovative management where the manager acts more as facilitator and mentor rather than dictator. The next generation of management is all about using intelligence to achieve success. This includes emotional intelligence, cultural intelligence, and business intelligence. Emotional intelligence is the ability to understand and manage our own emotions as well as those of others. Cultural intelligence is the ability to work effectively across different cultures and with people from different backgrounds. Business intelligence is the ability to gather and analyze data to make informed business decisions. One key aspect of next generation management is the use of technology. Technology has made it possible to gather and analyze large amounts of data quickly and accurately. This allows managers to make informed decisions based on the facts rather than assumptions or guesswork. Additionally, technology has made it possible for managers to work with remote teams and collaborate with colleagues in real time. Of course, artificial intelligence is a part of the next generation management aspect, which also transforms the way we live and work. Next generation management practices will involve the integration of AI technology to improve decision making, enhance productivity and creativity. Another important aspect of next generation management is the focus on diversity, equity and inclusion. This means creating a workplace that values and respects people from all backgrounds and perspectives. This includes hiring practices that prioritize diversity, creating a safe, inclusive work environment, and offering training and development opportunities that support diversity and inclusion. In conclusion, the next generation of management is all about using intelligence to achieve success. This includes emotional intelligence, cultural intelligence, and business intelligence, as well as the use of technology and a focus on diversity, equity, and inclusion. By embracing these concepts, manager can create a workplace that fosters collaboration, innovation, and success. In short, it is the rational, pragmatic decision to manage him or her and the situation. Maybe the Swayam Dharma and Sanatana Dharma. Thank you. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, sir. Now it's the turn of the vibrant, cool-headed and beloved President of CMN, CA Sujit Kumar TN, to deliver the presidential address. Let's welcome our President onto the podium. our chief guest, respectable Dr. Rajendra Nargundkar, Vice Chancellor, Prestige University, Indore. Guest of honor, respected Professor Prasad Krishna, Director of NIT Kozhikode. Our RCKP Chairman INC, IPP Engineer Anandamani. C. Ravi Chandrasekhar, Convener IMC, Dr. Reena Anil Kumar, Srinath Mochilot, C. Renchini Umesh, other distinguished dignitaries, honoring of the dais, recipients of CMA awards, our most valuable supporters, our sponsors who have assembled in large number here today. They are our real supporters. Galaxy of past presidents. I am very happy to see a galaxy of past presidents of CMA. Invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening to all of you. As the president of Calicut Management Association, it gives me immense pleasure and proud privilege and honor to deliver the presidential address on the inaugural and award ceremony of the 26th Annual Management Convention of Calicut Management Association. Our respectable chief guest, Dr. Rajendra Nargundkar, Vice Chancellor of Prestige University, Indore. Guest of honor, Professor Prasad Krishna, Director of NIT Kozhikode. CMA is honored by the presence of our most valuable guests, and I express our joy and gratitude. We are indebted to you for this. As we gather here tonight, we are writing the next chapter in the Calicut Management Association, a story of progress towards the objectives of our organization and thereby contributing to the progress of our great nation, which is celebrating its Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. I am very much proud and excited to lead our prestigious organization, which is a well-managed, reputed management association in India. CMA has a very long tradition of exemplary service to the management profession and to the needs of its members and the society, which hitherto executed with exemplary dedication of our great leaders and members. I thank our glorious leaders who led our CMA over these years and brought many times the best LMA award on national level with their exemplary dedicated voluntary service and leadership. We are now moving towards the next growth phase of CMA by focusing more on quality management training programs for our members in practice and in industries and management students. Our focus is also in adding more quality membership to CMA, and I am sure we will definitely be a huge success by becoming the most recognizable management association which promotes acquiring world-class knowledge and promoting skill development and thereby boosting the competitiveness of our people and thereby our country. We are now focusing towards the training and seminars at targeted audience for specified industries and organizations, which is getting more results and participants for our programs. More value addition and participation we are getting through this change, which is evident from the number of participants we are now receiving in our every monthly management sessions. I am moving quickly as we have to hear from our esteemed guests and witness the award function. Today is the inaugural day of our annual management convention. Theme of the AMC is Next Gen Management, Unlocking the Power of Intelligence, which is well presented by Sri Ashik, our AMC chairman. Theme is very relevant considering the technological revolution happening, especially in artificial intelligence, happening globally, which places more reliance to the intelligent technology and automation in every sphere of our life, especially in business and its management. The digital revolution has already changed how people live, work, and communicate, and it's only just getting started. But the same technologies that have the potential to help billions of people live happier, healthier, and more productive lives are also creating new challenges for citizens and governments around the world. We will have technical sessions tomorrow on how these modern technological innovations in artificial intelligence, augmented intelligence are going to impact our life and more specifically next generation management. This will help us to get insight of what is happening in the intelligence driven technology, its impact to next gen management.
In tomorrow's technical sessions, we have 4 technical sessions covering the topics of the AMC. Dr. Debashish Chatterjee, Director of IIM Kozhikode, will inaugurate the technical sessions tomorrow with insights on next-gen management, unlocking the power of intelligence, and followed by 4 technical sessions. 1. Fostering futuristic management thoughts in the fragmented business ambience by Dr. Thomas George, Chairman and Director, Lead College of Management. Second session topic is India at 100, Unlocking Potential by Sri Rajesh Nair, Ernst & Young, Business Head, Kerala, Ernst & Young LLP. And third session is on topic Managing Robots, Artificial Intelligence and Other Post-COVID Threats Technology and its Impact on Business by Vijay Nair, Chief Technology Officer, Assist International Private Limited and Panax Incorporated. Fourth is the Startups and MSMEs, Ecosystem, Benefits and Tech Strategies by C. Joma K. George, former Chairman, SARC of Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. And last validatory session, we have Elias George IAS, retired, National Head, Government and Public Services, KPMG, and former Additional Chief Secretary to Government of Kerala, former MD, Kochi Metro. Today, CMA is conferring the following 5 awards. Management Leadership Excellence Award, Professor C.K. Prahalad Institutional Excellence Award, Young Manager Award, Young Entrepreneur Award, Woman Entrepreneur Award, etc. to those who have shown exemplary excellence in their respective fields of managing their organizations. Existence of excellent organizations are key to the development of modern society. Hence, CMA is conferring these awards. The awards will be declared by CMA Award Committee headed by Professor Philip K. Anthony, Advocate James Thomas, and Engineer Anandamani in this function today, and distributed by our respected Chief Guest, Dr. Rajendra Nargundkar, Guest of Honors, respected Dr. Beena Philip, our Mayor, Professor Prasad Krishna, Director of NIT. I wish the success story of the awardees be an inspiration to our younger generation and many more such success in future to follow. I also take this opportunity to congratulate the generosity of our sponsors who supported us wholeheartedly for conducting the annual management convention, which imparts the required skill, knowledge and networking to the management fraternity and students. Calicut Management Association recognized the most valuable support extended by our well-wishers, that is, principal sponsors Malabar Gold and Canara Bank. I think their representatives are here, no? Canara Bank? Malabar Gold? Okay. Then, gold sponsors Baby Memorial Hospital, State Bank of India, Madhurabhumi, Beauty Mark Gold, Dr. Srikanth Eye Care and Ultratech. Silver sponsors Federal Bank, IDFC First Bank, ISA Small Finance Bank, LIC, Meralda Jewels and Sri Gokulam Chips. Associated sponsors, there are many Kerala Startup Mission, Ashramins, Milma, GPET, Tanish and Mr. Jeswan, Parisons, Kotak Ayurvedishala and Dana. From the bottom of the heart, we are grateful to the sponsors who are the lifeblood of our programs, who contributed towards a noble cause of imparting knowledge and training to the most deserving segment of the society, who is shaping the success of any organization, that is the management people. The success of the organization is in the hands of the management who manages an organization. The success of the organization is vital for the society and value-added products and services, employment generation and national building. Calicut Management Association will continue its mission of imparting quality management training programs, management talks by associating with our prominent organizations in business, service and with the government organizations. Happy to share with you the support offered by some reputed institutions which will uplift the reach and quality of CMA programs manifold. Our Director at NIT, respected Professor Prasad Krishna sir, who is also with us today, offered support in conducting skill development and upskilling seminars at NIT Kozhikode during our visit at NIT last week. Dr. Debashish Chatterjee, Director IIM Kozhikode, has offered us support in extending world-class digital libraries in government schools, which will pave the way for globalizing Indian thoughts by inclusive growth. We will also closely associate with large corporates by implementing the CSR projects, for which we are getting ready with all the necessary compliance requirements. This will pave the way for executing sizable projects which will have an impact in the society. We can give assurance to all stakeholders that CMA will be very effective in implementing such large projects, as we have a large number of members consisting of professional individuals, corporate members who provide their services voluntarily without any remuneration. It's unique and will change the pace by which we can execute the large service projects. I wish the annual management convention and award function to be a successful one in enriching sessions and networking between members and experts. Thank you.
Thank you, dear sir. Now let's proceed to the most auspicious moment of this evening, the lighting of the lamp. It's a ritualistic, spiritual symbol announcing the formal beginning of the AMC. Let me call upon the dignitaries, our honorable guests, and the luminaries on the dais to partake of this big moment. Thank you all. Ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to the much awaited segment of this annual management convention, the inaugural address by our Chief Chandrasekhar, convener of AMC, to introduce our highly revered chief guest of this evening, Dr. Rajendra Nargundkar, Vice Chancellor, Prestige University, Indore.
President and other distinguished guests, I have great pleasure in introducing our Dr. Rajendra Nargundkar to this audience. Currently, the Vice Chancellor of Prestige University, Dr. Nargundkar, has worked at top Indian business schools such as IIM Lucknow, IIM Indore, and IIM Kozhikode. He started the PES Business Review, a scholarly journal at PES University, Bangalore, where he worked earlier. He has conducted many executive development programs and faculty development programs over the years. He was also a director at NMIMS, Bangalore, IMT Nagpur, and IFIM Business School. He has 4 major books to his credit: Marketing Research, Services Marketing, International Marketing, and Brand Management, that was co-authored with Bhagyalakshmi Venkatesh. A recent book he has co-edited with Romi Saini is titled Digital Marketing Cases from India. His current research interests are B-School branding, personal branding, and tourism. He is a bachelor's in engineering from Osmania University in 1982, an MBA from Indian Institute of Management, Bangalore, 1984, and a PhD from Clemson University, USA, 1989. His work has been published in journals including the Academy of Management Journal and Journal of Product and Brand Management. His autobiography titled My Experiment with Half Truths is available online at major e-commerce sites. He is a keen golfer and blogger. His blog, Madosh Kieja, can be found at nargundkar.blogspot.com. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, let's welcome the chief guest, Dr. Nargundkar, for his inaugural address.
Good evening. Since the topic of this evening is intelligence, I tried to use a little bit of it, whatever is left after the grey hair, and tried using a software called Canva. How many of you have used it? I'm sure everybody has used ChatGPT by now because it's very famous. But this helps you play around with graphics and text, and I've created a sort of a visiting card or a calling card, if you will, to show you two places of interest. One is my alma mater, the photograph on the left, which is IIM Bangalore's current campus, which now doesn't look like this because it's covered with lots of greenery, and this kind of a view across the campus is no longer possible without the greenery intervening, which is also a good thing, but this view also was unique. The second view on the right side top is of my current workplace, which is a brand new university in Indore called Prestige University, which is under the state of MP. And we plan to launch in July 2023 this year with a range of MBA programs, namely in sustainability, e-business, logistics and supply chain, data analytics, and food and agribusiness, which are a set of unique programs in themselves, which we hope that it will differentiate our university from multiple other MBA colleges or business schools, which we have roughly 4,000 plus of in our country. I have worked in about 9 or 10 of them, as you just heard from the intro. The third picture is a recent interview on the bottom from a recent interaction with a local FM radio channel called Red FM in Indore. So I've done an interview for them regarding our programs, and this is with the RJ, radio jockey of that station. So interestingly, artificial intelligence, if you will call it that, or if you want to call it that, will give us a lot of scope or leeway into doing many different things, and I hope to touch on a few of them which impinge on management as we know it in management of corporates as well as in management of other organizations maybe. So to get into some of these, we always rely on data, or so we think, in making decisions. Though with my little experience abroad, that is in the US, where I was doing a PhD for 3 years and also teaching after that for a little while, what I found there, a stark difference between our way of doing things and their way of doing things, is that lots and lots of statistics are reported every day in their newspapers and the press and television and so on and so forth. Almost every news item that you see on television or in the newspapers in the US is backed by some statistics, if not multiple statistics. Whereas here, our trend has been to rely on other things other than hard data. Sometimes we do have data also backing it up, but a large amount of our discourse on various things in management and outside happens without data. Mr. Narayan Murthy keeps talking about this and has kept talking about this for years together when he started Infosys from then onwards. He keeps saying that we should rely on data and not on opinions and other things as much. Obviously, judgments are important, but they must be based on some data to back it up. So, using tech for data collection has become easier. So I worked in marketing research for a very long time. I also taught the subject a long time, including in this institute here, INK. And we used to rely mostly on questionnaires to go out and talk to people, ask them to answer, fill up those questionnaires, and that's how data was gathered from primary sources. The secondary data obviously came from published sources, which are different in nature. So more and more, increasingly, we find technology enables us to collect data from various sources. It could be an ERP in your own company, for example, which provides some of the data, whether it's related to inventory or production. E-commerce companies do that all the time. Delivery companies, I'm sure, use present time data to make those deliveries that they promise in whatever amounts of time, like 30 minutes for a pizza and maybe a few minutes for some of the other grocery deliveries and so on, or overnight in some cases. So, informed decision making is actually a critical thing for success of any business, new business or even an old business. The data can take different forms. Now, the problem is figuring out which data you need more than actually collecting it, because collecting it has become easy due to technology and lots of help that we have. But you still need to figure out what is the data that I need to make those decisions. And that's not so easy. AI can go so far, but some of that distance has to be traveled by our minds also, which means not AI, but pure intelligence or natural intelligence or whatever you want to call it, human intelligence. I assume humans are intelligent because we have managed to survive for so many thousands of years and without going into extinction, though we might have come to the brink of it in World War I and World War II and so on, but somehow we have survived in spite of that and we continue to. So I guess we do have some amounts of intelligence which we do harness from time to time in doing good things, though sometimes it looks as if it's going on the other side. So coming back to this idea, the questionnaire design skills or designing what questions to ask is one important skill which I think human intelligence still has to answer or design. And the interpretation skill of after you collect the data, what? I mean, data these days is available at the click of a button if you go to Google or wherever you go to search Bing. The problem is, once you pick certain amounts of data which you think are relevant, how do you interpret that data and where do you go from there? There is a very famous story of a salesman being sent to a new territory for looking for sales of shoes. So the first salesman who was sent there came back and said there is no potential for selling any shoes because people don't wear shoes in this place. Then a second salesman was sent again to look around, and what he reported was there is immense potential to sell shoes because nobody actually wears shoes there. So everyone is a potential customer. So the interpretation is actually exactly the opposite of each other, the first one and the second one, for the same data. The fact remains the same that nobody wears shoes in a given town. So it's immensely important to understand how to interpret the data that you have, assuming you have it, and assuming it's the right kind of data for your decisions to be made, whether you're in sales or production or anything else in a business or in any organization for that matter. It could be an NGO wanting to get funds, for instance. Whom do you approach is an important question. Not all of it can be answered by artificial intelligence, for example. Some amount of interpretation or questioning or design of the questions or selection you might have to do. Moving on, AI and machine learning probably are two of the major buzzwords today. So next gen management should consider leveraging both of these to automate repetitive tasks which are boring, which to some extent we have done in industry. For example, robots were painting cars, even in the 90s in some of the Japanese owned cars after cooking, after eating. So I'm sure everybody has gone through this phase at some point and are still going through it maybe. So a dishwasher actually automates that boring task so that you can concentrate on the more interesting task maybe which is more creative of cooking and of course eating what you cook. You can optimize business processes. Many of them can be automated. For example, payment systems which are now getting more and more digital and most people use those for convenience sake. Earlier it was maybe credit cards, plastic, which enabled you not to carry the cash. My first ATM experience was in the US back in 1986 when I first went there. I'd never seen an ATM in India before that. So it was something like a wondrous, magical thing, which a machine was churning out some cash. Now it's anyway all over the place. Digital payment systems. So there are multiple things one can do with it, with automating business processes within a company or in interfacing with the customer. Improve accuracy and speed of decision making. For example, turnaround time. What is the time you take between you, a customer places an order with you and you fulfill that order? What are the elements that drive that gap and how can it be reduced? So turnaround time in a circus, if you have been to one, is almost nil. Between one act ending and the second act beginning, it's almost seamless. So you could say the setup time is almost nil or zero. So if turnaround time in some of these elements that you as a company or organization who fulfills some customers' needs can be brought down through the use of appropriate technology, why not? So that would be a real intelligent use of intelligence or artificial intelligence in my view, or other elements of technology as well. So time and motion studies can be done perhaps which earlier industrial engineers used to do, maybe manually with a clock. Maybe they can be automated in many cases through use of video, audio, AI, ML, etc., etc., etc. Coming to employees training. This may be of relevance to people in human resource management in organizations or companies. That a lot of emphasis needs to be on training of people in whatever they need to use technology for. Now the older generation people of, let's say, my generation are close to the D of dinosaurs. If we are still not extinct, but we are still around. But technologically, we may not be very savvy. So I had to take the assistance of my daughters when I first went on social media. In fact, they forced me to be on it. I was not too sure I wanted to be on Facebook, etc. So I had to take their help to understand the basics. And person-to-person training, whatever you might say about artificial intelligence based or other types of training, is the best. The person-to-person touch. To learn a new software, you can do it in half or quarter the time. If you learn it from another person, this has been my personal experience as well. Rather than if you learn it from any other source, the manual usually is the worst. They say. I haven't tried reading manuals of any new software because I don't understand most of it. But those who have used them, they say that it takes a long time to learn anything new software, for example, from reading a manual as compared to somebody explaining it to you. There are many reasons for it. One may be the empathy that a human being has towards another human being, and he will adjust his speed of training to the learning capacity of the person. As teachers, we all know that everybody has a different pace at which they learn. Though we can't do much about it when the class sizes are very large. But in a smaller class, it is possible to do customized education. For example, in my school, high school, the class size used to be limited to 30 in a section. And every teacher knew every student. And we got personalized attention, including for attendance and other things, obviously, performance. So it's possible to integrate AI or other forms of technology into some of these training modules, particularly for developing those training modules, getting material together. But the delivery may still need some person-to-person touch to be more effective, in my view. Not very easy to also train people because there are different levels of understanding, or there is a fear of new technology, and so on and so forth amongst different age groups. The younger you are, the less the fear. Generally, that's a correlation, well proved. But for those who are not very comfortable, so there is supposed to be a digital divide between the younger generation, which is digital natives, and our generation, which are forced digital immigrants who have immigrated from the analog to the digital. To give you just one example, the first camera that I used was the one which opens up like that at 90 degrees and which has a long interface, which you have to work for some time to get it, but once you get it, you do enjoy getting it, and it used film rolls which had to be developed and printed. So for a while, I also learned how to develop black and white film in a studio. So the point is, coming back to employee training and development, there's lots that can happen, but we need to be aware of the pitfalls in training people with new technologies and appropriately develop those training programs. There's something called Agile. Anybody heard the word Agile technology? I'm sure engineers are all aware of it, but it's the in thing in some of the IT companies. So Agile technologies are more flexible and faster in developing anything. So they promote flexibility, they promote collaboration amongst people and continuous improvement. So this can help businesses to adapt quickly to changing conditions in the market. Now, today's customer might just migrate to some other brand day after tomorrow. You never know. And if you don't keep tabs on him, you may not even know why he has migrated. So keeping your ears to the ground is not very easy, with or without technology. It has never been easy. But technology can help respond a little more quickly. For example, digital marketing. You know exactly how many people are clicking on your website, for instance. So if that number drastically changes from 1 week to the next week, then you know what is, at least that's happening in time for you to probably take some corrective action. Earlier, you had to wait for a month or two to get data back from an ad agency or marketing research agency to be able to figure that people are actually deserting you or not clicking enough, the equivalent of clicking. We didn't have clicks back then, but the equivalent of, let's say, buying or visiting a store or whatever. So speed is of the essence, to sum it up, and adopting some of these agile technologies might help you achieve that speed of response to customers' needs. We all keep saying that we need a culture of innovation in companies, in educational institutes, or in other organizations. How many of us are really geared up for it? There is some data to show that large companies, as they get older, become less innovative as they go along compared to, let's say, newer ones. So if possible, if innovation, a culture of innovation is possible in a company, it would help to stay ahead of the curve, ahead of the competition, because that increases exponentially every other day for almost all businesses. And it might help you just that much to remain in business or succeed at it. So typically, who does the innovation? Large companies, small companies, usually it's the smaller ones, or startups in many cases. You've heard of unicorns, right? Unicorns are those who achieve a certain market valuation once they start up. So Nika, for example, has been one of those recent ones started by Balguni and so on. So the startups typically are quicker on the uptake because they have everything to lose and nothing to lose, both. They may be funded, they may not be funded, they may be internally funded by their own promoters and so on. So many of them do succeed because they are quick on the uptake and fast in responding to challenges, designing new products, bringing them to the marketplace, etc., etc., etc. So they do this, maybe they will do this much better with the use of technology, because many companies, new startups in India actually are based on technology, a base of technology. So either they use technology in production or services or something else, maybe delivery. Why don't the large companies, which are established companies, innovate as much? That's the other side of the story. Google did not, for example, invent ChatGPT. Who did? A small company which is now being integrated into the other search engine. So Google feels like it is threatened now. And what I'm more concerned with is that why didn't Google invent it themselves if they saw it coming? I was reading a story about the invention of the iPhone by Apple, and it said that Steve Jobs himself was not very convinced that it would work as a product, because at that time all these technologies were different technologies. They had not converged into a smartphone. Now, looking back, I mean, it seems very obvious that they would have converged. But at that point, the internal, his subordinates in the company, different people, 2-3 of them had to convince him over a long period of time that the time has come for them to launch a single smartphone combining or converging those 3 or 4 different technologies which were earlier separate. So for various reasons, again, the large companies find it a little more difficult because of maybe hierarchies and maybe bureaucracy within the company and so on and so forth to innovate as much. But if it happens, and Apple has done lots of innovation over the years, to their credit, it can help the company quite a bit. So experimentation, risk-taking and the pursuit of new ideas are the basis of many good things which happen across the world which benefit you and me. And this is again what next gen management could be good at if they leverage technology well, whether it's artificial intelligence or machine learning or Bitcoin based whatever and so on and so forth. Creating a connection between different parts of the company and the ecosystem, maybe along with outside environment. This is another thing, because you have to be sensitive to what is happening outside in the world to be able to do something about it. So that's one part of it. Within the company or organization, there are different departments and different silos. So people sometimes don't even talk to each other and don't know what the left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing. So this is something that needs to be overcome. This is the point I'm trying to make here. To unlock the power of intelligence, you need a unified view of what is to be done. What should be the company's next goal? And that can only come when people are interconnected, talking to each other, thinking, and getting feedback from different elements in the same company, organization, and so on. Okay, going back. Okay, so I'll end with a couple of slides which are not so serious. One is a quotation from Anthony Garrett Lissy, a theoretical physicist, in What to Think About Machines That Think. It's from that source. So I'll read it out for those of you who are not able to see it very clearly. Corporations are ostensibly run by their boards, composed of humans. But these boards are in the habit of delegating power, and as computers become more capable of running corporations, they will get more of that power. The corporate boards of the future will be circuit boards. That's the quotation, not mine. Okay. On a lighter note, intelligence, which is the theme of the convention, is like an undergarment. It's important to have it, but not necessary to show it off. Or, like cricketers say, Tendulkar, Gavaskar had said this plenty of times, let the bat do the talking in cricketing parlance, in a cricket match, and not show off through other means, like talking or doing press conferences or other things. So, signing off here with another little experiment with Canva. This is from some pictures which I took during a trip to Japan for a conference which was on tourism way back maybe to 2016 or 2017, before the COVID happened. So thank you very much for the patient listen, and I hope that human intelligence combines with artificial intelligence to do things better for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. That has been a deliberation by our chief guest. Thank you, sir, for your thought-invoking, eye-opening ideas and words of wisdom. Now, let me request the past president, Mr. Ajay, to hand over a token of love on behalf of CMA to our chief guest. Okay, thank you all. Next in line, we have the keynote address. Let me request Engineer Jairam, Joint Secretary of CMA, to introduce our venerable guest of honor, Dr. Prasad Krishna, Director of NIT Calicut.
Good evening, all of you. I stand before you with great honor to introduce an eminent personality, Professor Prasad Krishna, Director at NIT Calicut. Before officially introducing Professor Prasad Krishna, I wish to inform you that he was here with us during the previous CMA Annual Management Convention a few months back, and we were all mesmerized with his excellent oratory skills. We are eagerly waiting for your mesmerizing magical speech once again, sir. Now I will quickly do my duty entrusted to me. Professor Prasad Krishna is the recipient of the prestigious Kirloskar Gold Medal and Sir M. Vishwesvaraya Memorial Prize from the University of Mysore for securing first rank in the B.Tech program in Mechanical Engineering in 1983 from National Institute of Technology, Karnataka, Suratgarh, formerly Karnataka Regional Engineering College. He received his master's degree from the IIT, winning 2 silver medals and Professor Sen Gupta Prize for the best academic performance in the Department of Mechanical Engineering. Professor Prasad Krishna obtained his doctoral degree in manufacturing from the University of Michigan, Ann Arbor, USA, an internationally recognized center of excellence in manufacturing research. Professor Krishna has more than 37 years of professional experience in a variety of sectors, namely automobile manufacturing, precision machine tool design and development, metal casting, space research, and teaching a variety of courses in the field of manufacturing, design, and materials engineering. Professor Krishna had served prestigious organizations like TVS Sundaram, Clayton Private Limited, Hosur as a trainee engineer. Gas Turbine Research Establishment, DRDO Bangalore as Scientist B. Vikram Sarabhai Space Research, ISRO Tirunelveli as Scientist SB. HMT Limited Kochi as Design Engineer in the year 84 to 91. NIT Calicut as Professor of Mechanical Engineering. National University of Singapore as Research Assistant. University of Michigan, Ann Arbor as Visiting Research Investigator and Graduate Student Research Assistant, All India Council for Technical Education as Advisor on Quality Assurance Bureau and Member Secretary, National Board of Accreditation during 2005 to 2008. He had made several presentations about Indian technical education and Q&A accreditation related issues in collaboration with several national and international organizations and charitable societies like British Council, Canadian High Commission, Irish Embassy, Edu France, New Zealand High Commission, Confederation of Indian Industry, Ministry of Power, Ashoka, FICCI, EPSI, IST, DST, FIEO, IEA, Ministry of Commerce, Ministry of IT and Communications, etc. He is also the recipient of several honors and awards for academic brilliance and has published more than 120 articles in various journals and conference proceedings in India and abroad, and supervised 10 PhDs and currently grading 5 PhD scholars. Since January 2009, he is working as professor in the Department of Mechanical Engineering at National Institute of Technology, Karnataka, Surat, his alma mater. He is member of various professional organizations like IST, CSI, Institution of Engineers, besides representing India in the University Quality Assurance International Board of the Government of Dubai during 2015, and World Bank funded TQAP coordinator of NIT K during 2007-2014, Dean Alumni Affairs and Institutional Relations from 2016 to 2018. He had served as board member in various national institutes, namely NIT Kozhikode, NIT Jalandhar, NIT Surat, and SPA New Delhi. He served the Department of Mechanical Engineering as head during 2013 to 2015. Since 2018, he is working as professor in the HAG scale in the Department of Mechanical Engineering. Professor Krishna is also a heartfulness meditation trainer for spiritual practice under the Sahaj Marg system of simplified Raj Yoga. Presently, Professor Prasad Krishna is the director of NIT Calicut. With these few words, I proudly present before you Professor Prasad Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now let's welcome Dr. Prasad Krishna for the keynote address.
Thank you, Jairam. He is dear to us. He is our child. He was brought up in NIT campus. His father is my colleague. So, respected chief guest, Professor Rajendra Nargundkar, the founder vice chancellor of Prestige University, Indore, the chairman of CMA, Ashik, the president, C.A. Sujit Kumar, the secretary, Ranjani, the convener, Ravi Chandrasekhar, all the past presidents, secretaries, office bearers of the CMA, and all the distinguished invited delegates, ladies and gentlemen, and all the awardees. Congratulations to all the awardees. Ladies and gentlemen, So already Jairam has given that lot of expectations. Anyhow, so I'm not going to talk anything about the AI ML tools, nor I am competent to do so. Nor I can talk about the management like Professor Nargundkar. He was a professor of IIM. He is an expert in marketing. So I cannot talk about all that. I can only talk about some of the trends which are happening because of this so-called next generation. How it is changing the way we think, act and conduct in day-to-day life. And we have already seen the impact of these technological interventions in our life. We have become, if I look at my students, after the impact of the 2 years of COVID, if you look at the students, those who are, even the parents can vouch for that, the difference in their behavior. They have become more selfish. Self-centered is not bad. In spirituality, you have to center on the essence of your life. So that is a great thing. But you can be self-like, it's good. You should love thyself. The Lord Jesus told us, very important. But people have become, my students have become very selfish. And now I am telling you, recently 2 suicides in NIT Calicut. If you look at that reason, is this technology. One guy was too much engrossed into their games like PUBG. And then the end of that is you should kill yourself. You should no longer be part of this world. So he committed suicide. I am leaving this world. He gave a message. And to the roommate, who does not know that this guy is addicted to this. We have so many guided self, counselors, whatnot. Your own roommate is not even bothered the attitudinal changes. It is like, Bombay, older days we would say, അടുത്ത ഫ്ലാറ്റിൽ ആരാന്ന് ആർക്കും അറിഞ്ഞൂടാ അവിടെ എന്താ നടക്കണേന്നുള്ളത്. Now it has become the roommate. He could not even tell us what is happening. So that another guy, his father was encouraging him, better, you can make lots of money in trading. Karo. And he had unfortunately joined account with his father. And then he borrowed money from all the friends. And he lost something like 40 lakhs. Then he says, I'm sorry, Papa, I have to leave this world. Get another. So, and you want like that. So today, the Japanese are already struggling. They don't have time. The kids are into the robotic toys, all the lullabies. Everything is happening. Do you want the kids like that? The kid want the hug of a mother, that's all. And if you have the robot telling on Mother's Day, hi mommy, how are you doing? Is that enough? Human beings want the touch, the feeling. We work on feeling. And we should lead from the heart, not from the head. Who told this? Not some great, none other than Princess Diana. Don't go about, great prophets or saints. Lead from the heart. Any organization, friends, anywhere, in the families, in society, in the organization, anything, even relationship. What a girl wants in relationship, you ask her, does she want a handsome guy like Hrithik Roshan? She will never say no. I can have a selfie with Hrithik Roshan or take some ice cream or something. We don't mind. But as a partner, no. If you are too much handsome, so many girls are behind, that wife won't be comfortable. Nobody wants Hrithik Roshan. So it is not the beauty that matters. Will you want to marry Bill Gates? You ask Melinda, she will tell. Miserable life Bill Gates has got. He has money and all that, but the life is miserable. So nobody wants a wealthy guy. You want somebody who is a fireman, 6-pack, All that we don't want. You ask that girl what kind of relationship, what kind of partner she wants, she knows better. She is only looking for somebody who can love her. So she only looking for the heart-to-heart connection. Whether this guy is connected with heart. That's all, friends, in all relationship. And if you are not able to understand that, any organization will be disintegrated. I continue with what Professor Rajendra Nargundkar last slide is on that. What is important is all these technologies are there. Machine learning, AI, data analytics, all that is there. Who will feed the data? Have you ever thought about that? Can you get data in India? Here our KMTC and many doctors are there, dentists are there, medical professionals, healthcare professionals are there. The biggest problem, even the COVID data is not correct. We don't have data. Who has to give the data? Unlike in the United States, you will get so many money also for filling up a survey. I remember when I was in University of Michigan, there was a study on the impact of high beam lights. So some automobile consortium wants to do a survey, and I am paid $25 that time. I am telling in 90s it's a good amount. And I fill up the data and take my $25. So the problem is it is all data driven, technology driven, innovation driven, the next gen management. But who has to give the data? Cancer research, we have asked, we have so many technologies, image processing to detect early cancer. There is a digital hematology, digital oncology. There are so many ways the technology has developed, but we don't have the data. And whether our doctors have the time, you talk about biomedical research, all the instruments we import from other countries, even a small catheter. You ask a doctor, do you have time to discuss with our research scholars? No, I am too busy. But this is a country of 1.4 billion, there's a basic healthcare needs are not satisfied. Where unlike the US, doctor has to do research, he has to publish, he has to get grant funding from agency, he has to teach, and he has to do clinical practice. It is a 24/7 job, and many times there is only diversity. I know my friends in Michigan Medical School. Life is not there. Very soon, the lady will say goodbye. You don't have time. So you want like that kind of life? So, friends, what is important is, if you can conduct our life in a heartful way, anything we have to just look at the mother. Suppose suddenly many guests are coming in the house. How that even grandma, look at, you talk about multitasking capabilities and all that, so many paradigms have come. It is another jargon, this AI ML. Do you know what is this AI ML? Anybody who knows what is this technology, it is just common sense. It is just statistics. You don't need a hi-fi degree for that. It's a data. You have a data, a cloud of data. What does it mean, that data? All of you know what we can do with data. Suppose you have numbers, you know what you get the median, average, and mean. Like that, you have to. But as rightly Professor has mentioned, who is going to interpret the data? For that, you need an intelligence which is not the intelligence in our time. Because now I am in the old generation like our Nargundkar. In our time, people talk about IQ test. We are all senior citizens. So IQ test. IQ. Then somebody talked about the what you call EQ, I think. Next. Then Daniel Goleman's emotional resilience and all that books came. Then, and I will tell you one thing there. If you want to write a good book, you have to go to jail. Aravindo, Mahatma Gandhi, Martin Luther King, Nelson Mandela, beautiful creativity potential will unfold, you have to go to jail. What is that? And the famous Jewish psychologist, I forgot his name, he wrote in that excellent, all the great books of psychology is from that Jewish psychologist. He was that gas chamber, using the Nazi search for meaning. That, see, It happened in that. So, friends, all these tools will make you lazy and it will lose your. Today, our students cannot write only one letter. Suppose we ask to write a letter addressed to the head of the department, they cannot write. One sentence I ask them in their WhatsApp or Twitter or Instagram, any of this, have you done anything creative, your own, a poem, a sentence, even a YouTube video? Have you made yourself? And then everything is immediately we are forwarding to before even looking at that, and then we want this, And then we are bothered, at 11:59, if the boyfriend forgets to tell happy birthday, honey, gone, relationship gone. And we are all in 5G, high generation, very powerful radiation, which is always harmful to your brain. This gadget is now very powerful, please remember, not like in our time. We had only the Nokia, that small phone, when I started this. Now this is a very powerful, and radiations are very powerful, which can cause problem in your brain, and you keep it Wi-Fi on under your pillow. Morning darshan, something very, unless you have darshan of that, and then corporates are paying crores of money in US and all, spiritual retreat, digital detox, spending money just to get rid of this for a 1 week. Rejuvenation. What is that? See, you need a few minutes, you and yourself. That's all, friends. Have the moments of solitude. Have a few minutes of silence in your life. That is the language of God. In absolute silence, God listens to you and listen to the voice of the heart. Our nuns are here. Our sisters know that. The sacred heart. The purity of the heart. If you are pure in heart, you see the Lord. It's very, very profound statement. So it is nothing but the simplicity and purity of heart. You can do anything because you have somebody inside you to hold on. You can't depend on your parents, your wife, your children, your grandma. The grandmas are not allowed this time. Girl is telling first condition, I cook, you wash. Number one condition. In US it is very common. So, Rajendra told correctly, he learned all the washing the vessels, everything. I am also a very good cook. My wife used to work when I was in Michigan. She used to work and I used to cook. Because I was a research scholar, I have plenty of time. I can work in the nights. But there it is 24/7. So, in fact, I enjoy cooking. But now, he mentioned about dishwasher, I don't know how many of you use dishwasher. Dishwasher cannot be used for Indian cooking. I know cooking. It cannot be used for Indian cooking. Americans don't cook. They have the 3 triangle. That is, there is a huge refrigerator. All the rotten meat is kept for months together. Turkey and all that. And then they have on the top is the oven. And below is the dishwasher. This triangle movement only. Kitchen is so small. Indian kitchen is we go to mummy and take that. We help the mummy. Look at the dish. Our all senses were when she is cooking something. Nothing is there. As soon as we enter the apartment, immediately right side is kitchen in I don't know even now it may be like that. Small place. They don't want you to stand there. And then the moment I cook, immediately police came. Why the alarm? Indians and Chinese and question. Back and cooking Westerners are not cooking. The monitor is there. Immediately police came. After that they understood these are very Indians cook every time. They use them for the police. They understood. Chinese and Indians, and then I tried. Our manjala that vessel. No dishwasher is available in this world as on today. Which can clean that. Americans what do? Coral, porcelain, എല്ലാം ഈ പച്ച അതേ വേവിക്കണില്ലല്ലോ. Just microwave and put it. You keep it in there. Just keep it in the trash and keep it. It will be clean, no problem. The hot water splashes and it will be very clean. So don't try to buy that here. It won't work. Now, do you want, nowadays, people say, you check in a 5-star hotel, midnight also, thanks to this technology, I am going to a 5-star hotel. See, now you have given, it happened, I'm telling you, if 3-4 years back, Airbnb, we stay, Airbnb, like homestays, when you go abroad, it's the cheapest way. So, I went to one place in Switzerland. The owner has given all the details, how to enter his apartment. We reach at the odd time from the airport and then where to go. So the vehicle stopped at that coordinates given. Then what is that I have to do, I have to go to the mailbox. Then I have to key in a code. A secret code is given. The mailbox opens. Inside that, there is a letter. In that gives another secret code. You key in that, another box will open, and then you get the electronic key. And then you go to the particular apartment, and then immediately he will know we have checked in. He will come in the screen. Hi, are you all okay? And it was fine. I am not saying this is technology has been wonderful. Because the guy was not in that country. He was some other Thailand or some other country. So it helped. But do you want like that all the time in a 5-star hotel? You go. Maybe it is good if you are coming at 2 o'clock. There may be none in the reception, and you go automatically. All these AI tools will help you. You get into the room, automatically ask, what drink you like to have? All automatic now. And even the machine will come if you have ordered. Yesterday I read there is in Tamil Nadu this biryani ATM. Isn't it? It has come already. That is but BBS some group. That is you just key in just like currency. He is right. When I was in Singapore only first time we used ATM in 96 I remember. Sorry, 86. It is something very surprising for us. And now you go to this, you want what kind of biryani, key, and you get hot, very fresh it seems. How fresh it can be? I don't know. Hot packet, when you go to airport, how they warm up the old thing, and thanks to this oven, a microwave, then starts the problem. So, nothing, innovation, creative potential. Who is not innovative? Do you need courses for that? I don't think. We are only sending our children to Harvard, Kellogg or Wharton. Father jo kiya, he did not have a basic education. Just for decoration, these degrees, my son, because he will get a very good girl. You send him to spend a lot of money, 1.5 crores to get into this Kellogg's. So, but that does not mean I am a very conservative guy. I am a mechanical engineer. I have used all these decision-making models but not in my administration, but in our research. I am telling you, our students have to see. We have, suppose this beam is subjected to load, how it will deflect. I am just telling a common sense thing. They have software which will tell you at such and such load, how it will deflect. So you will get all the post-processing, nice graph, where the stress is more, the contour you will get. But you ask the student, what did you understand? It's very unfortunate, student doesn't know the physics of the problem. Nadar sir will tell now. He's a structural designer. ABCD അറിഞ്ഞൂടാ ഇത് എന്ത് പ്രോബ്ലം എങ്ങനെയാണ് നടക്കണേന്ന് the physics of the problem is lacking. He just having a data, he has all the graph, the teacher will publish, get his promotion, all we are doing. Indians are doing only that. So many high impact journals, publications. What is it translational into something useful to the industry? Seldom so in India. We are very good in that. Making reports. Our managers and lawyers are very good. Everywhere flooding with reports. Indian lawyers and managers are always sought after entire world. We are writing. If you want to do something, you will stop writing more reports, Isn't it? I have seen when I was secretary in Delhi, in my office, there are so many reports on revamping technical education, management education, another Krishna committee, URL committee, all great. Our UGC, all the regulatory bodies reports are some 250 books. Parliament, do you think anybody will read that? Parliamentarian, sorry to say, if anybody is, I'm not hurting anybody. We keep studying this report, nobody reads. Finally, I was thinking what to do with this. We don't have space also in that office, because Lodhi Road. Then I kept the books and whoever comes, I present that book. Because I see so much of money has been spent, so many committees spend hours together in 5-star hotel, wrote this report, which is never seen the light of the day. Like that we have so many. Now NIT, can you do that? As to the training is important, the mindset has to change. That's all. The companies are not looking for somebody who is high grade, top ranking student. Do you want top ranking? Top ranking are either terrorists or they are committing suicide. That is also there. Top ranking guy from IIT. He has expectation. He is preconditioned, prejudices, judgment. Stop. If we have these three enemies, prejudices, judgment and expectation, marriages, relationships fail. You want the wife to be exactly like your mother, or the mother-in-law wants that daughter-in-law to be exactly like the way I cook this way. Relationship. You are not able to accept people as they are. That is the important thing. The most important thing is have a compassionate, contentment, a courageous and a clarity in your thoughts. That's all, friends. If you have that, you can be anything, and that you will win the trust of your employees, and you will be an integrated personality. If you are not integrated, if your heart and mind is telling something else, and your heart is telling, better don't do that. But mind is telling, no, this is your prestige, you should do that. Then you are disintegrated. You don't have an integrated personality. Personality itself is a very confusing word. I will tell you, what is the personality has come the word persona. What is that word means? Mask. അതായത് മുഖം മൂടിയിട്ട് നടക്കുകയാണ്. നല്ല ഇംഗ്ലീഷിൽ പറ്റിയ പദമാണ്, ഗ്രീക്ക് വേർഡാണ്, ഗ്രീക്ക് or Latin. So now you are already putting a mask. Your correct nature is not reflected. So you are somebody at home, somebody in the classroom, somebody in the society, somewhere in the academy and all that. That is not. Say what you mean and mean what you say. If you have that integrity, first of all, we have to be integrated. If we are fragmented, we are disintegrated. The famous management guru who is also practicing with me heartfulness meditation, that is Echat Adisis. I am sure. C.K. Prasad was our professor in Michigan, so I know where I studied. But I'll tell you, this Echat Adisis, there's an Adisis institute is there. He talks about, we have all moved from authoritarian leadership, all that. Today, he is in heartfulness trainer. He survived the nuclear holocaust. He is a Jew. I think he's about more than 80 years. Still, he comes to our ashram in Hyderabad. And then he tells us, today what we need is not even collaborative leadership. What we need is compassionate leadership. That is what important. We should not have even failure rate in our academy. We should say NYT. Matlab, not yet there. If you try to say that, you have failed, as if you have failed in life, you are thoroughly branded. And in US, I think you can't display the grades publicly. Here we have to display all that, and sometimes the card is sent, made a big, parents are waiting, everything is CGPA driven. And what happens with that is the child loses all confidence, demotivated, and we seldom allow them to choose what they want. Our problems, every year we get the top, JE rank holders. I know Surat also. Every time 10% is into problem. Suicidal tendencies, depression, all problem. Why Who is the culprit? We parents. None of us allow them to follow their heart. He wanted to become a journalist or a writer or, in pure science. No, money. Amazonilake എത്ര ലക്ഷം സമ കണ്ടു പഠിക്കുക അപ്പൊ തന്നെ നോക്ക് ജോസിനെ നോക്കി പഠിക്കുമനെ എത്ര പൈസ കിട്ടുന്നു നീ and even if you become a mechanical engineer, what you will get if you go into this Tatas or Mahindra or Volkswagen? എത്ര ശമ്പളം കിട്ടും? 9 lakhs. Amazon, Twitter, now എന്താണ് മെറ്റ, ഇനി ഇപ്പൊ AI കുറെ വരും. AI ആപ്സുകള് open platform, open AI, ChatGPT, now Bing is coming, Microsoft, Google is coming, although it is late, all are now into that. And a question you can chat, whom should I marry? I want to let the girls ask that question to the ChatGPT. It can tell. Our astrologers are telling, looking at your kundali, they will tell. 10 Puritam. And your life will be miserable, I can tell you. Because, example is Rama and Sita. Excuse me if I have told this here again. The most miserable, Vasishtha told there is no perfect match than Rama and Sita. Ittara uttama, uttavamotama. 10 Buritu. Rama, Sita, Arya, divorce is Amrudukui. And you are suspecting that lady every time. International Women's Day. Then, Maryada Purushottama, Sri Ramachandra, Avatara Purusha. Idana Pavam Salikiriti. Avasana Sagigate and the May in a condolence, she went back to her Umi Devi. He went and suicide in Sarayu River, Rama. And how many of us are having this Mangalik dosham, Chandra and then Chuva dosham for a Kalyanam week? It is only, unfortunately, Keralites are having maximum belief in this astrology. Because we have great astrology, I am not. There is definitely planetary positions have influence on our life. There is no doubt. This is scientific facts. Everything what happened in the cosmology has we are all part of that one entity. So anything happens, that's a butterfly effect. It's not a joke. It is scientifically proven. We are all connected to the single source. There is a cosmic designer, the creator. Under that everything happens. So there is nothing, I'm not telling it is wrong. But then that should not. What matters, this girl wanted to marry somebody and your ego. No, നമ്മുടെ കുടുംബ മഹിമ നമ്മളെല്ലാം പോയി കിട്ടും. അപ്പൊ എന്ത് പറ്റി? 4 families we are going. If you don't allow the girl to marry the boy of her choice, അവന്റെയും പോയി ഇവന്റെയും പോയി 4 family going ചെയ്തു. That's what we are doing now. You have all education. You are from Harvard. So what? You don't have a heart to understand the heart of your child. And you have made it miserable. How will you run companies then? Who will have trust on you? So you see all the great organizations, even Steve Jobs, why he was becoming more innovative? Because he was center of his company. Bill Gates dropped out in school. Yani parnamari jaili poyale creative aayittu idam vittuullu. And we telling mechanical engineering, all the inventions happen in the world, technological disruption because of war. Appo njan kuttulodu parayum. If you want technological disruption, we need to have world war. You ask anything, even the NC machine, Dante Parsons in MIT lab, and they wanted to machine the helicopter blades at that time, World War time, and that started the computer numerical control machine tools. All the technologies. And now, it's all about attitude, I will tell you. All these Demings, the quality function deployment, all the quality circles, total quality management of Deming. Who started that? In US. Did the US people use that? Never. They were scared. No. Fuzzy logic. I remember I had the opportunity to listen to Latif Sadeh, the father of fuzzy logic. He left the Iranian Revolution and migrated to Russia as a Jew and then finally settled in Berkeley Lab in US. So, Lee Kuan Yew lecture series, University of NUS, National University of Singapore had invited him and I had an opportunity to see his lecture. He was telling this, Latif Sadeh is the father of fuzzy logic. Now all your washing machine is working on fuzzy logic control system, fuzzy control system. When he introduced, Americans thought this will not work. Japanese, that is their attitude. Quality circle only in Japan. And if you try to bring the Kanban and all that Toyota management system to Japan and to India, it may not work. Same thing happened. The fuzzy logic, the bullet train, the Shinkansen, they worked on fuzzy control system with, you can even second exactly, and every bogey comes exactly, not even millimeter, less than a millimeter accuracy, perfect alignment. All the doors open when the train stops and perfect timing. Americans, of course, after Japanese have used it, then they started this physical. So, technology is bringing so many disruptions, new inventions, data analytics. Now they say, now after Rajendra Nargundkar thought, I am thinking seriously. What I wanted to introduce in our management school, he is already introducing in. They are all very important for our country. What he is introducing, I have introduced after joining here a Center of Excellence in Logistics and Supply Chain Management, which he is going to do a MBA program. All these are important for our country. We have seen the industry data analytics, supply chain management, because this infrastructure has to develop. It's a 1.4 billion. So I'm not denying all these tools are there, but please see who is making all this. Even an algorithm, somebody's brain has to work. If you want to write this app also, somebody's brain is behind. And we should not think that Indians are good only in coding. This is the worst part. If you see, the foreigners, the Westerners have got this. Indians are good in IT. What about in core engineering design? So that is what Professor Rajendra has rightly pointed out. Interpretation skills, I told you about this FEM post-processing output. Seldom we know what to come out of this data. What does it mean? Where exactly is the difficult beam which I have to replace? They cannot interpret. So it needs your common sense. You talk about so many intelligence, business intelligence, this intelligence, whatnot. I was talking, started with IQ, EQ, then I talked about spiritual quotient, then somebody talked about social quotient, then talked about adaptability quotient, AQ, then talked about happiness quotient. Adaptability, you should be flexible, it only means you should be humble, flexible, accept people as they are, and all this quotient. I was wondering, these 17 SDGs, India is committed to achieve by 2030. We will never achieve, not even 50%, and we have a lot of problems. But all this we can get in one go if you focus on our inner being. You won't throw, even in US, so-called highly educated people, when they travel in the highway, they throw the dust into them when nobody is watching. There are cameras and if nobody is watching, they will throw that. So your education does not make you a good human being. Otherwise, Harvard educated is the biggest terrorist, isn't it? So you don't have, that won't change you. But what is important is whether you are integrated, your personality is integrated, you are wholesome, then your organization will not be fragmented. Organization will be a wholesome, integrated, harmonious, joyful, purposeful entity. That is what is required. So in that case, we can say these kind of aberrations. Technology will keep changing. Many things will come in that. But I remember when Robert was introduced in the Czechoslovakian movie, Robota. Later on, we told Robert can do everything. They can take care of the kid. They can hug lullabies. All that is. It can cook. It can make the dosa and all that. ഞാനൊരു കാര്യം പറയാം, ഈ മെഷീൻ ചപ്പാത്തി എനിക്ക് ഒട്ടും ഇഷ്ടമില്ലാത്ത സാധനമാണ്. സാധാരണ നമ്മുടെ അമ്മ ഉണ്ടാക്കുന്ന ചപ്പാത്തിയില്ലേ ആ ടേസ്റ്റ് ഉണ്ടോ മെഷീൻ ചപ്പാത്തിക്ക്? ഇവിടെ ഇപ്പൊ ചപ്പാത്തി കമ്പനി പറഞ്ഞു ഞാനത് കണ്ട അവിടെ ഫുഡ് ഇവിടെ ആണെങ്കിൽ ഞാൻ ഈ ഫുഡിന് കഴിക്കുന്നില്ല അവിടെ. ഐ ഹേറ്റ് ദാറ്റ് മെഷീൻ ചപ്പാത്തി. There is no taste in that. നിങ്ങൾക്ക് അങ്ങനത്തെ ഒരു മെഷീൻ ആരോ somebody told there is a roller on which masala dosa നല്ല ക്രിസ്പി ദോശ is coming. നമ്മുടെ കല്ലിലുള്ള ദോശയുടെ ടേസ്റ്റ് എവിടെയെങ്കിലും ഉണ്ടാവുമോ? Even the non-stick dosa is different from our പഴയ കല്ല് ദോശ. So we should understand there is a lot of science there. The temperature, the gradients, the time when you take the dosa, there are many things which a mother automatically it is there. She has the multitasking, every intelligence works together, and this is just common sense because it is the heart's intelligence. All that intelligence put together is the heart's intelligence. And now there are a lot of theories. The California, there is that institute. Most of you know the Heart Math Institute, HMI. They have written scientific research on the importance of heart. We all understand, all religions agree that heart is the seat of divinity, Atman, spirit or soul. Nobody has denied that. All religions agree on that at least. And we also tell, my character is, Patar ki tarah ke, he is soft-hearted or hard-hearted. Kadina Hridayam, Lola Hridayam. Will you say soft-minded or hard-minded? We never attribute our character to mind or to the head. So, again the message of Princess Diana, lead from the heart, conduct from the heart, have a heart-based living, that's all. So, once again, another opportunity given, my gratitude to all the CMA office bearers. I don't know whether I have spoken something sensible, but this is what I know. My 40 years of 1983 onwards I am working. So this is what I learned, and this will make your life purposeful, joyful, fulfilling. What the Lord told, your life has to be fulfilling. That happens only if you operate from the heart, not from here. Thank you very much.
After a highly motivational speech from the heart,